Hi friends. Now today I have the honor of introducing to you Dr. Namitha and Babu. She is rank 11 in November 2019 AIMS and she was a DAMS test and discussion student at Kottayam Center in the DAMS Sky Center in Kottayam in DAMS Kerala. I am very proud of her achievement. I think she's worked very hard, and I want to add here before I hand over the mic to her to continue that she had a NEET rank 5000 in the last year, but she could have compromised or taken some branch, but she was telling me that she wanted something more. She was not happy with it. She continued forward. She put in 1 year of good solid hard work, and now she is sitting here with a rank 11 in the November AIMS. Massive improvement, Namitha. I'm so proud of you.
Thank you, sir.
How are you feeling today?
Yeah, I'm feeling great.
How are you feeling today?
I'm feeling great, sir.
And did you expect this rank when you gave the exam?
I really did not expect this much.
Was it a surprise?
Yeah, it was a surprise.
Pleasant surprise?
Yeah.
Excited?
Yeah.
Yeah, great. And how does it feel when you saw that rank, when you log in and you saw 11? Was that, you felt grateful that, okay, my hard work has now, and all that belief that you had when you had a 5000 rank,
Yeah.
and then you took the chance of giving it again, everything is now validated?
Yeah.
Yes, great. Now, how was your experience with the DAMS test and discussion course in
Yeah,
Kottayam?
it was very nice. Being a test and discussion means we are solving sort of questions, and we are making in crisp and clear notes, so that we can, in the end, we have only the notes to revise.
Yes.
And that is a very good advantage, because we are just remembering everything just before exam.
Yeah.
We don't know exactly before exam, we don't know what to read, and exactly notes are providing us something, so it gives us a confidence that we are knowing something.
Yeah. And were you happy with the quality of questions being framed in DAMS?
Yeah, some were very easy, some were very tough, and some were out of the books, and it was very
Just like the real exam, like
Like the real
even
exam.
in this AIMS exam, you can actually describe that AIMS exam in the same words only. Some were easy, some
Yeah,
were
some were very much straightforward.
I like this. And what was your approach when you were giving the test? Like when you were in the TND batch, like after the test, after you attend the discussion, did you go back and analyze your mistakes, or like how did you go about the things?
Yeah, after the discussion, after the day, I went back home and I looked in the questions, and I tried to analyze what mistakes I made wrong, and how could I improve myself. I thought of why I did mark that option,
Yeah.
why couldn't mark the other one.
How long did that analysis take?
Yeah, by the end of the day, it would be
Well,
over.
1 or 2 hours did you take that analysis
Yeah.
yourself? Okay. Because I believe that all high achievers like her, what they do is that after they give a test, after they've done the discussion, they spend some time in analyzing why they went wrong on something, and they improve after it. So they take it as a learning activity, and after that they don't make that mistake again. Because that is the key, and I believe that is one of the most important factors that you should consider, especially if you're in a test and discussion batch. And were you making notes in the TND batch?
Yeah, I was making
Yes.
notes.
And do you think those were helpful for you to
Yeah, that was
revise?
very much helpful, because I made them myself, and
Yes.
I know what is in them.
Yes. And again, the notes that you make yourself are very important for your exam preparation. I believe that because you know what you have written
Yeah.
and why you have written and how you, because each one of us, when we understand a line, we take that signal from our mind and convert it into some written output, but that is according to how we think. So that alignment always helps in revision. And I also want to know that were you happy with the doubt solving mechanisms that we have, like in the TND you have a chat box to put
Yeah.
your doubts, then you have a DAMS Facebook group to discuss doubts. Were you happy with the doubt
Yeah,
solving?
I was very much happy, because teachers were always with you. They were always giving us the answers whenever we needed. Whenever silly doubts we asked, they were always trying to help us.
Were you like satisfied with the that improvement that you could make with the DAMS
Yeah.
course?
Yeah.
Yes. Yes. And did you also attend the DVT session that we conducted?
Yeah, I attended.
Yeah. How was your experience?
It was very useful, because in 3 days we were covering almost all the subjects. And in the exam, what that matters is not just improvement in one subject, it is all that matters is how we are able to analyze all the subjects together. So DVT was really helpful.
When
in
you
that way.
came to the DVT, did you think that we would be able to revise everything in 3 days?
Really did not, but we were able to do it.
Yeah. And were you happy with the topics that we had covered? And when you saw the real AIMS exam and the topics that we covered in those
Yeah,
3 days, were you happy with
especially
that?
in pediatrics,
Yeah.
so many questions came.
Yeah. Were you happy with that?
Yeah,
Yeah. And I think in the pediatrics that the video-based questions and everything that we
video-based
discussed, they
questions.
were very high yield, I think.
It was not a surprise for us. We were
Yeah.
already seeing that.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. And I'm very happy to share that the radiology question also came, that C sure sign. I'm very happy and I'm very excited about it. And so I feel that, in the next exam they would have cardiac tamponade in May exam,
yeah.
because if you look at the sequence and analyze,
Hmm.
they started with that Morrison pouch, then pneumothorax, and then next time they show a video of the cardiac tamponade, I think.
Mhm.
Let's see.
But that also you were covering. You were
Yeah,
covering
yeah, but I think it might come next time.
next time.
And I also want to know from you, like, what was your strategy for revision? Like, you had kept your TND notes for revision and the DVT notes. How many days did you give to revise before AIMS, and how many revisions were you able to make?
Completed my entire revision. I mean, I studied along with the TND, along with that, and after that I was able to complete my one revision. And before AIMS, I wanted to complete one more revision, but I was not able to do that. But in the last 5 days, I just revised all those DVT notes, and whatever I felt was very much volatile for me, I revised them from my notes.
Yeah. So you kept DVT towards your end for revision. I think that's a good idea, because that's a very fast doable thing, because we did it in 3 days. You
Yeah.
can do it in 6 hours,
Yeah.
and that makes sense. And did you also utilize the grand test series that we do?
Yeah,
the
that was very
SWT
much
series?
helpful.
Yeah.
Especially listening to after that video solutions was also really helpful.
Yeah. Did you think that the video solutions gave you an insight into the teacher's mind, that when, like,
Yeah.
sometimes in one question I would just say, just this is the answer, nothing else needs to be done, and sometimes children are overthinking onto it. So at least it gives you the idea what the teachers
What
are
to
thinking.
think about when one
Yeah,
question
yeah,
comes.
yeah.
What line of thoughts you should be having about all those 4 options and how to eliminate them.
And did that help you in time management as well?
Yeah.
Yeah. Did you appear for the mock test that we conduct? Like, we did the AIMS mock, we did the CBT simulated exam in the computer
Yeah,
centers.
CPT, yes.
How was your experience?
It was really nice, and real-time experience of the before the exam. It was very much helpful.
And may I ask you, what rank did you manage in the CBT?
I got a rank of 32.
32. So did that give you confidence that you're on the right
Yeah.
direction? Yes, great. So do you feel that it is a good idea to give a CBT before the real exam, that for future candidates, that they should also
Yeah.
give it, because
Not only DVT, before that, before any exam, you should be giving so many grand tests so that you can analyze how you're able to recall that things that you learned so many months back.
yeah, you have to practice that. Your mind has to get into the habit of recalling fast.
Yeah, recalling fast is very
Yeah.
important.
So when we talk about recalling fast, in this AIMS exam, I believe that the time management was one of the issues. Like, it was a lengthy, like 288 decision points in the exam. Although they say 200 questions, but you have to decide 288.
Yeah.
So how did you manage the time in the exam? And did you plan anything in advance, like one day before? Did you plan that, okay, this is what I will do to be on the fast speed, or what was your idea?
I didn't plan anything, but I was able to manage time very well. I got some 30 minutes to review.
Great. So you had targeted that, okay, you will finish in 2.5 hours, 30 minutes to review, and you were able to manage it.
I was able to manage it.
So did you do like 50 questions in 30 minutes? 40 questions, 30 minutes maybe.
Might be.
Like, so were you checking every 30 minutes, or you were going at a uniform
I
pace?
was going at a uniform
Yep,
pace,
yep.
and
Yeah. Did you start with the single best response question?
yeah, of course.
Yes. How many questions did you attempt?
277.
Which is good. I feel, now that, we have talked to so many rankers on this channel, when you look back and see, all of them were on the aggressive side. The reason is that when you're looking at an exam like AIMS, where you have less number of seats, either you win it big, or there's no consolation prize. Like if you get a rank of 1,000, 1,200, it is good, but you will not get it. So you have to be a little bit more aggressive in the exam. Only 2 questions or 2 patterns where you have to be guarded are arranged in sequence, I think, and that match the following and multiple true false. Those are the questions where the negative positive ratio is high, and that analysis actually helps. And I also want to advise future aspirants that whenever you are giving the AIMS exam, in the exam day, that marking system might be not easy to understand if you don't understand it a day before.
Yeah.
Because on the day, in that confusion, because not all questions have same negative marking.
Mm.
That is a very critical thing to plan in the exam, because one or two more mistakes, you become at 40 ranks behind, and one or two more right, you become the topper. Because you are at 11, but I am sure you know this, that 2-3 more questions right, things would have been different. So it is all that matter of this, and especially in this exam, correct me, Namitha, if I'm wrong, that this was a doable paper.
Yeah.
In the doable paper, if you're more aggressive with less silly mistakes, you win.
Yeah.
है ना? So any silly mistakes that you recall, or if they come into your nightmares?
No.
No. Great. And because that is the key to this exam. Whenever you're giving an exam which feels doable, it is doable for all. So you have to be a little bit more aggressive and be careful that you don't do silly mistakes, especially in the questions which are carrying higher negative marking ratio. That is the strategy in the nutshell. There were video questions also this time in the exam.
Yes,
Although they were there in the
okay.
last exam, this time there were more.
Yeah.
Any comments? Were you able to manage them, or they were?
They were able to manage.
Yeah.
We already seen some videos in the DVT session also. It was really helpful.
And the visual questions were, I think the entire paper felt visual.
Yeah, but that was good.
Good. I think that this is the kind of exam which is testing all your skills.
Yeah.
Video and that visuals, text, assertion, reasoning, analytical, all skills are tested. I think it's a good exam.
It is a good exam rather than just theoretical knowledge.
Now I think this time in the exam they have totally gone away from the rote learning mechanisms. It is all about understanding.
Yeah, it's all about concepts, making concepts.
Making concepts, yes. Were you happy with the DAMS teaching experience that you did? Did you feel that we were working towards building your concepts?
Really.
Yeah, thank you. And I also want to know, did you utilize the eMedicos app for the previous papers, the EQ series?
Yeah, it's very important before AIMS exam to look at the previous papers.
Yeah. And I think in AIMS, not only the questions, the topics that they have asked in the past are also important.
Yeah, it's always good to learn about the subject.
Yeah. Did you analyze that, like this topic they are asking again and again like that? Did you do that exercise?
I didn't.
Maybe subconsciously when you went through the
Might be
paper, that gives you an idea. Like what we do in DAMS is like we analyze each paper and we try to find out that, okay, if this has been asked, what, like if one investigation is asked about a disease, so we will now plan that, okay, they can repeat the disease or they can repeat this investigation. Like suppose they've asked an angiography of a disease. Next time they can ask angiography of any other disease, or they can ask this disease, treatment, etc., or of the choices. So we look at all those ramifications, and when we analyze it, we realize that each question is contributing to maybe 30 future questions like that. So when we do that analysis, we are able to create that next what will we do in DVT and all that analysis.
Yeah, that will make our effort more fruitful.
Yeah. So that because in these exams we have to understand that these institutes they have some favorite topics like trauma, emergencies, that they are always there. So if we work hard to analyze, we are able to get the strike rate. Did you utilize the last look that we gave for the rapid revision in the end? Were you happy with it?
Yeah.
Did you feel that it covered that PSM updates, which are very important for AIMS exam? I think this time in the AIMS exam, the PSM had some changes.
Yeah, not so many biostatistics.
Were you happy? Or were you the mathematics kind then?
I was sort of a mathematics kind.
Yeah, I know. All the toppers I've met this time were disappointed that there are no biostatistics. They were all good at maths. And they had that PSM has now changed to that new updates, new schemes.
Yeah.
Were you able to cover them in the exam?
Yeah.
Any particular strategy or anything that you feel that a person appearing for the new pattern questions like assertion, reasoning, or those multiple true false, anything that they should keep in mind for future?
Regarding the true or false questions, it is always good that if you mark, just like PGI, you mark only those things you really know. Otherwise, 1 plus 1 by 5 and another 1 by minus 1 by 5, that's just nullified.
Yeah. So I think these multiple true and false feels just like PGI exam.
Yeah.
Just like PGI exam. And match the following?
Match the following, it is not that tricky.
Yeah.
This time it was pretty straightforward questions only.
But if you don't know anything, any part, you can leave it actually. You will get marking in parts. some students do the mistake, they think that they have to do every entire of it. But even if you do 3 or 2, you will get marks for them. So it's
Yeah.
a good
It's
idea
always
to
good to attempt them.
yes. And these are like facts that you just need to quickly match and do it.
Yeah.
Anything in particular that you felt when you were giving that arrange in sequence question?
I only attempt them if you really know them, otherwise just leave them.
Yeah, they have a very high negative
But they
marking
have a high
difference.
positive strike also.
Yes, but this time they were not tough, I think.
It was easy.
Yeah, they were doable, I think, actually.
Yeah.
Yeah. Any particular, thing that you want to tell? Because I want to ask you a question that, like, when you were at 5,000 rank last year, and it's a very important question. I think this is the most important question of the interview now. There was an option to take something. How did you, decide that I want to go till November, put 11 more months, and then top the exam? Do it. How did you manage that?
Rather than getting something, I just really wanted to make my dream come true. I just wanted to do something special. Rather than just being, I was not satisfied with my results. I wanted to do something more.
But there would be, people advising you take something. Who knows what will happen next time?
Yeah.
But how did you manage all that? It sounds so easy now that you've won it, but at that time, that people would put that self doubt into you. How did you manage all that?
But I had a very good supporting system around me.
Yeah.
My parents, they were always very much encouraging. They didn't tell me last time to take any seat and just give up.
So I think that faith of your parents helped you, and
Yeah.
then you not being happy with what was the rank, and you wanted to do better, and you felt that you could do better than this.
Yeah.
And now today you're giving an interview to all the future candidates and telling them how to get a rank 11 in the AIMS exam. It's awesome, actually.
Thanks.
And in between, was it like, you started with that belief and the faith system. Were you able to maintain that entire belief in the entire year, or were
Nobody is able to do that, sir.
were there periods where it was like, no, I can't do it?
No, there are always dips and downs.
How did you manage them?
Like I said, I was always having a very good supporting system around me. Probably many good friends who probably believed in me more than I just usually did. They were always very much encouraging.
I think friends, family, you
Yeah.
had, a system to fall back on.
Yes.
Yes, great. And I think, that is the key to any high achievement in life. You can't win a battle alone. You need,
Yeah, you really
you need people.
So many people.
Yes, I know. And I think the achievement that you have done today is not only yours, it is, I think, your parents as well. I think, they've worked equally for it.
Yes.
Yeah. And, any particular teachers that come to your mind today?
You, sir, of course.
That's
You're
so
very
kind of you.
fantastic.
That's so kind of you. And, any other teachers that you remember from
Deepti ma'am was very good. Her notes were very crisp and clear. Very much, we had to just read them and you will be having a very high strike rate in them. Then Sir Diksha ma'am's pathology, it was very helpful. Siddharth sir's pediatrics, it was really helpful. Especially his DVT, his updates, everything was really useful. AIMS, protocols, he just, even if they didn't come, we just had to, it was very helpful.
They might come in the next exam, actually. The
Probably.
problem in the AIMS exam is like this only. And any other, somebody else you remember or you want to mention today? Any of your friends you want to mention? Or
I really would like to mention about my two great friends, Devi and Chandni. They were always very much supporting, always kept believing in me, and even I didn't really expect to get a rank of 11 in the SAMES, but they were really trying to. Even I just knew the results after they knew the results. They were so much eager that.
we will tag them in this post, don't worry. And I also want to now, ask you something which is slightly maybe difficult. Let's see if you can do it. I want you to say something motivating to future aspirants.
It is not possible to keep up this good spirit. Always everyone say that keep up this good spirit, it's going to work. But that is never going to happen. First and foremost, you have to realize that it is never going to happen. There will be always times when we'll be down, but you just have to keep up, going on. And definitely it is going to end well. And don't be afraid about the results. The results will come up. That's not a matter. What you have to do is you have to build on concepts. Everything will be becoming, you will have to be optimistic. Everything will be coming up and falling in place in the end.
You have to have faith that in the end everything will fall
Will be
into
fall
place.
right.
That is very beautifully put. And second thing that she has mentioned is very important, that life, we all feel, will the graph will go like this, but actually it goes like this, goes like this. So you have to have that faith when you are down, that something is planned for me. I'll be able to do better then.
Yeah,
And then
nothing is an end.
and then that is the way you could manage that entire 1 year. And I would like to again remind the listeners that we have a real champion with us. She had a rank of 5000 in the last NEET exam. She was not happy with it. She talked to her parents, she talked to her friends that okay, I'm not taking anything. Put in one more year. She joined the test and discussion course in DAMS Kottayam, continued forward with all effort. In May, she could improve up to 914, left everything again, then said, no, this is not me, I want to do better. Then this November, now she's sitting at 11th rank in this November AIMS exam. So you can now see this is an exact, what she has done, how she has gone about things is the way forward. You have a support system around you, people who believe in your dreams. You have surround yourself with them, then you believe in yourself, put in the effort, believe in the teachers, revise, practice, test. If you notice that her grand test strategy was like to give it as many times as possible to become perfect with the time management, and she finished the AIMS exam actually half an hour before time, and she had ample time to think on the difficult question in that half an hour.
Yeah.
And I think that made all the difference. So if you see it in nutshell, it is possible. I want to make sure that the listeners take home from her a positivity of possibility and self-belief. She always had that belief. And the listeners are very curious that what branch are you looking to take now?
I always like to take up medicine.
Let's sincerely hope that you get the branch of your choice in the place of your choice. And I would like to take this opportunity to congratulate you once more and convey my congratulations to your parents. I think
Thanks.
you have done a fantastic rank this year. Congratulations.
Thank you, sir.
Congratulations.